What is up, everybody in the YouTubes? As you can see, we're checking out the Welcome Home website. So, let me just scroll down here. Where's it? Oh, there's the mouse. What's going on with home there with all the flowers and stuff? I guess we're gonna have to see. So, yeah. There we go. Is this the AU where Julie's the main character instead of Wally? You can kind of see her house back there. Like, right over there. You see that behind her? Looks like your house. Or it could be Frank's house. I don't know. Oh, wow. That definitely looks different. All that text right there. Website updates. Spring has sprung. We're filled with melodious vibrations as we update our website in time for springtime. Our newest discoveries have gotten us in the merry mindset to celebrate Welcome Home's resident rainbow monster, Julie Joyful. Everybody's wearing pink, I noticed. Cool. Please peruse our pages and enjoy your springtime overlay to welcome our floral friends. Okay. I guess this really is a Julie update. I remember seeing Frank in the mirror in the preview image. But, I mean, the preview with that clown put on his Tumblr. There's Frank and Julie. Yeah, Julie's family. Frank's head rotating. Anything else new here? What about news? Man, look how pretty they look, all decked out in flowers. That's pretty cool. April 12th, 2025. Springtime salutations to one and all. The Welcome Home Restoration Project has an abundance of wonderful news to bring to you all. As Mother Nature has arrived with a bushel of flowers after such a cold winter. Yeah, so cold I saw snow for the first time. Hold on. My puppeteer has to fix me real quick. There we go. So much new material has been presented to us. Boxes and box upon boxes, even. It's incredible. Although our sources is still without proper identity, we are grateful to receive all that has been provided nonetheless. It will take some time to shift through it all, considering the amount and array of items. And to be quite honest, it feels endless, dear neighbor. Hold on, let me... After fervent discussion amongst our team, we decided we would present our findings through a showcase of Welcome Home's different neighbors. After all, if everyone in Welcome Home is important, we ought to celebrate them. And what better way than with the material itself? With an exciting new means of exploration and presentation, we've collectively agreed the first star of our most recent update of information should go to Welcome Home's most excitable and spring-themed neighbor, Julie Joyful. We've even decorated our webpage to reflect this. It's enough to make you want to do a cartwheel, or even a bowling ball or croquet. How would that even work? How would that work? Sounds destructive either way, but it seems like something Julie would do. Just make sure you have your own Frank Frankly nearby to catch it. Yeah, that makes sense. Just like Julie, spring into our new website and explore everything for yourselves, both new and old. As always, thank you all for your continued support as we move forward with our endeavor and continue to archive our home sweet home. Frolic through the flowers and don't forget to wave up high. Welcome Home Restoration Project. Wave up high? Where? Also, well, that's the news. What about here? Wally's gone. Where'd Wally go? Well, I see his hands right there. Yeah, Frank's always there with his paper heart chain. But where the heck is Wally? He's supposed to be here with Barnaby with socks on his ears. About us, maybe? Well, Home's there. What would happen if we click on Home? Doesn't Wally usually look towards the camera on his thing, in his profile, and like not to the side that like he is right there? That is weird, if that's the case. Anyway, let's go check out Julie and Frank. Julie seems pretty normal. Oh, yeah, that is Frank's hat. You forgot to lip sync with me. Oh yeah, that is Frank's house. So it is a Frank and Julie update. And that clock tower is still there, but it's covered in vines. Yeah, there are slight changes to the whole website. Well, to the neighbor website here. Scroll back down. Stickers. I don't see any. Oh, look. Are these stickers of Julie's siblings new? I don't remember seeing them before. Wally's there. Everybody seems to be there. And Wally's down there. And there. Discoveries. Let's see. Anything new? I guess that's what the clock tower looks like. One of its faces. Kind of looks like Eddie a little bit. Not gonna lie. Please note this information is pulled from remnants of illustrated pages and old merchandise. Information is subject to change and expand upon discovering new findings. Okay. What do you mean your hand is getting tired? From moving my mouth all the time. Yeah, I remember that. I remember the housewarming and whatever happened to Poppy here. Springtime salutations. Okay, that seems interesting. And Sweet Briar. Well, I think I'm going to check that out later. The talking telephone's been there. Eddie's play set in the coloring book. Barnaby's tobacco pipe. That's new. Does your child ever wish to be just like their tobacco smoking pop without the danger of smoke inhalation? Look no further. With this bubbly play pipe, hand painted with Barnaby's inspired colors, children can do just that. Through the fun of blowing bubbles, just reminder, this show took place during the 70s where everybody smoked. Just pour the bubble liquid into the reservoir, close the cap, and you're ready to smoke just like your own man. Or even better, just like Barnaby Beagle himself. This appeared to be a tie-in product for Hoopla brand cigarettes. It was just shown to be a child-friendly smoking alternative to concurrently running Hoopla advertisements. Oh, look, a board game. That's cool. Florography. Kind of looks like Candyland a little bit. I forgot to turn on the sound. There you go.
What you waiting for, Howdy? I'll take a pack and a light.
But what about me, Uncle Howdy?
Sorry, little Howdy and Yodo, but this just ain't for kids.
Now hold it. If they want in on the fun, they can have one of Barnaby's bubbly play pipes, sponsored by Hoopla. It's completely safe, and kids can pretend they're blowing big streams of bubbles.
Yahoo! Now we can have a hoopla too!
So I guess he's got He's got nephews like Huey, Dewey, and Louie, doesn't he? But like I said before, Welcome Home is from the 70s where everybody smoked. Anyway, looking down to the board game. A full board based around the joyful family, Julie, Franny, Jonesy, and Bee, as well as the resident grump Frank Frankly. No pieces seem to be present beyond playing cards, but there appears to be 2 different types of cards included. One set featuring various flowers that seem to have commands or hindrances for one's opponents in the back. The other set, called Grow and Glow, tells players where to go for actions they had to take part in. Well, while there is a final space to the board game, there seems to be a mechanic that involves acquiring flowers to make a bouquet. However, due to the lack of rules, it's difficult to tell exactly how one would play this game. Franny, Jonesy, and Bee. It's kind of... I wonder which one's which. Groove and Grow, seems like it says. And there's that black goo again. Hawthorn, Daisy, Millennium, Chicory. All or nothing. Something player gets a bouquet. Stand on your head till your next turn. Witch Hazel, Belladonna, Borage, Oleander, Iris. Beautiful. Give a flower to a fellow rainbow monster. Bluebell, Moonwort, Argamony, Buttercup, and Rosemary. Draw how you feel. If no one likes it, you're out of luck. Osmunda, Trefoil, Daffodil, Delilah, Quincy. Charge card from your something. Spring back to start. Jump to the nearest green space. Congratulations. And plant something the ground. Serpentipedus. Use your eyes to look something any flower card. Make another monster smile. Another rainbow monster, I mean. Rain, rain, come to stay. Wash away another rainbow monster's bouquet. Well, there's the P again. You remember that from the Howdy update? Okay. Let's go back to the discovery, shall we? The food? Crispy Sweets. Joy Rainbow Monster Handbook. Yeah, I do remember the Crispy Sweets. That cereal. Mysterious spread from a cookbook. A full-page spread from an unknown cookbook that seems to be different from our found cookbook. Its dimensions and coloring are different. 2 pages provide a cute concept of how to make Julie Joyful and other colorful monsters into darling cake. The examples provided include decorations based on Julie, Franny, Bee, and Jonesy. However, the book encourages the reader to make their own as well. This is the only page, and so it is unclear exactly how to use the cookbook, what else the cookbook may have covered. However, the media we have acquired seems like it was a strong push for Rainbow Monsters during the spring season. So perhaps there are more Rainbow Monster-centric recipes? Oh, those are pretty cute. Rainbow Monster Cake. Have your guests sing sweet serenades this springtime with this adorable rendition of your favorite Rainbow Monster? Candy corn horns and delightfully frosted paws create a saccharine sweetheart that's too cute to eat. Man, that is adorable. Add a rainbow to this frosted friend to make her the best dressed dish at the party table. Julie Joyful isn't the only rainbow monster you can make. Play with colors and treats to make the whole joyful family. Magazine advertisement for Welcome Home Soda Joy. A lively illustrated advertisement from what appears to be a magazine featuring a Julie-themed soda called Joy, with Frank alongside her. Curiously, there's no mention of what company may have created the soda in the advertisement, nor what flavor it could be. The only that includes sugar. We wish we could get our hands on one for ourselves. Kind of looks like it could be like strawberry flavored or something. The flavor that needs tasting to be believed. Joy goes wherever you do. Why not pop a bottle open or two? Catch the dancing bug and cut a rug with the energy that you get from a bottle of joy. You can do that. You can do just about anything. That's because, along with so many special ingredients, the bottle of joy has the right amount of sugar to put a pep back in your step. Even the gloomiest of days don't stand a chance against the refreshing, flavorful, and vivacious taste of joy. Rainbow Monster Handbook. A prize from what we believe to be a limited time run of a special springtime themed crispy sweet cereal. It seems notably this is the first time you've seen any sort of prize from the Crispy Sweets brand, especially something like a small vinyl record and booklet, a guide to rainbow monsters. This time, Julie educates Frank on what a rainbow monster and, more importantly, what makes flowers bloom. Unfortunately, we don't have the original box and thus can't tell what sort of gimmick may have been used for the cereal, but we assume that it may have been themed around the rainbow monsters based on the contents of the booklet. Perhaps marshmallows in a variety of shapes based on Julie, Franny, Bee, and Jonesy? Only time will tell. And good luck. Okay, let's listen to it.
Hello, my mellow playfellows. Welcome to What Makes the Flowers Bloom, a helpful handbook to rainbow monsters. I'm your local rainbow monster expert, Julie Joyful.
You're also our local rainbow monster.
Yes, this is true. But what are you?
Rainbow Monster Inquirer, Frank Frankly, of course. So, Julie,
Yes, Frank?
what is it that makes the flowers bloom?
I'm so glad you asked! It's quite a complicated query that requires an insightful and informative answer.
Really?
Yes! That's why I brought in some fellow experts in the flower field, Franny, Jonesy, and Bee Joyful.
That's right. Because if there's wilting abound,
just keep an ear to the ground.
And follow that joyful sound.
That's where a rainbow monster's help can be found.
Oh, I was hoping this story would only be 5 pages long.
So, what is it that makes the flowers bloom? I've provided a root inventory acronym so that anyone can understand.
Ooh, I love a good abbreviation. What is it?
It's MHM.
Mm-hmm.
No, Frank, it's
Yes, my mistake.
No, Frank. The first M stands for monsters, rainbow monsters, just like me and her and him and her. But what is there to know about a rainbow monster, I hear you ask?
where do they come from?
Where are they going?
How are they doing?
I certainly hope we can find out, Julie.
You will, Frank. Rainbow monsters are colorful creatures that help make the seasons groovy. We start off as baby blushes all cradled up in flower buds before growing up into big monsters just like me.
There's more to it than that, Julie. Rainbow monsters have special horns that grow in sunshine and shed when it's cold. Rainbow monster horns come in all different shapes and colors, but the bigger the better, obviously.
Did you say colour? I'm in the know on that one, sis. Rainbow monsters come in all hues too, from our heads to our roots, from our leaves to our nose. We stick to one colour, so that together we're totally kaleidoscopic.
Head, leaves, just like flower petals on a stem. A rainbow monster's hairdo shows off their big personality. The right hairdo can make a rainbow monster really stand out.
That's very interesting, but how does this make the flowers bloom?
You're getting ahead of yourself, Frank. You've got to think H.
H?
That's right. H stands for harmony.
Harmony?
Harmony's important to rainbow monsters. We go to sleep just like the flowers after we tuck everyone into bed for the weary winter ahead. Then when springtime comes, our melodious sounds wake everything up. It's a harmonious cycle.
Missing things again, Julie. Rainbow monsters sing together to help move the seasons along. Even the highest and lowest pitches are necessary to shaping springtime.
Singing's great, but musical instruments where it's at, Fran. We totally look to our environment to create that righteous sound. A grotto, a tunnel, a meadow. We can find music anywhere.
Yes, but we don't do this all alone, Jonesy. Rainbow monsters live together in groups called a band. And a band of monsters are only as melodious as their harmony together.
Singing instruments. Fascinating. So that must be why the flowers bloom.
Not yet, Frank. We have one more letter left to go. The last M.
You're correct. M. Melody, merriment, mirth.
No, silly. Rainbow monsters love harmony, both sound and soul, and there's nothing more harmonious with rainbow monsters than, nature.
Nature? That doesn't start with M.
Nature. Rainbow monsters come from nature, and together we help take care of it like it takes care of us. So we all have to take on important responsibilities to make sure that nature keeps carrying on.
I'm why the drops do.
I'm why the grass grows.
I'm why the sun shines.
And I'm
Aha! You're why the flowers bloom.
Positutely. So if you're curious about that beautiful flower bed that looks good enough to rest your weary head, all you gotta think is,
Yes.
Well, that was interesting. Well, at least we know which monster is which. The blue one's Franny, The green one's Jonesy and the orange one's Bee. That was a pretty cute book, I gotta say. Anyway, wouldn't be the first thing I'm into was singing monsters. Creations of the mastermind. We are the workshop. Okay, we were just at the food section. How about music? I wonder why Jonesy's Liverpudlian. Sounds like a beetle, didn't you know? Oh, there we have the Pillar family right there. Oh, that's cute. Goodbye. Oh, to hibernation. I forget if this was during home warming. I think so. Vinyl record album Devotion by The Joyfuls. Side A, Nature's Remedy, The Calm Before, Fortunacious, Candlelight Won't Cut It, and Side B, Frankly Boy, Eflorescemi, Mother's Love. This song is not that bad. There have been music vinyls from Welcome Home before, but this is the first time we have seen what appears to be an actual album by a band within Welcome Home world. The album is called Devotion. Although we are hard at work to procure every song from this record, there's one we are currently restoring for listening, Nature's Remedy. It's played by The Joyfuls, a band of rainbow monsters starring Franny, Bee, and Jonesy, Julie's rainbow monster siblings. It is unknown if this was made for anything particular, or if it was meant to be a possible venture into making full albums with original music akin to Howdy's Hullabaloo. Holiday Hullabaloo, rather. It wouldn't be surprising given how many companies and studios tried to jump on the record craze. I guess not. How about radio? On the radio. On the radio. I don't remember if this was new, but I think this was. No, I think this is from like last year or something. But this, I don't remember if this is new or not. Let your mind wander with I can't read that small text. Tune in to the ongoings from the little town called home. Hosted by Welcome Home's very own Wally Darling and Barnaby B. Beagle. And I can't read what that says. Darling podcast. That's not a podcast. Broadcast. Interesting find considering how much media exists on pre-recorded records in our archive. A Darling broadcast seems to be a newscast sent directly from home to eager listeners to radio. It is unknown if this is a special one-time program or a regular ongoing series.
Let your mind wander. The Playfellow Workshop proudly presents a Darling broadcast.
Welcome home. Oh, I mean, welcome in. You're here just in time for a darling broadcast. I'm your host, Wally Darling, here to soothe your restless ears with good news brought to you from our home to yours. I've been asked before why I'm the host, but I tell them it's because I'm the most darling one for the job.
You tell 'em, kid. You're a riot.
Thank you. On to the goings-ons. Tick-tock, tick-tock. The friendly face of our clock has spun. That means it's time we bid our home-warming season a heartfelt farewell as springtime springs into home once more.
Feels like he spun a couple of turns too early, if you ask me. Whatever happened to asking a groundhog if he's seen his shadow before bringing in the spring? They just hate any courtesy left in his town.
It's not too early if you were to ask the flowers.
You know me, Wally. I don't speak plain. It's the dark bane of my existence.
Don't worry, Barnaby. We know someone who does. Joining us now from our very own neighborhood are our very own nature newscasters. Hello, Julie. Hello, Frank.
Yoo-hoo!
Hello, Ollie.
We're Julie Joyful,
And Frank Franklin.
and we're your nature newscasters. We're on the scene, bringing you the scoop from the soil.
And getting you in the know about the who's, what's, where's, how's, and why's of our local plant life.
Just in time for springtime.
So, what's the talk amongst the flowers, Julie?
Oh, what isn't there to talk about, Wally? So many buds have blossomed here at home, and they've been talking my ears off ever since they sprung up from the frost.
That's right, Julie. In fact, we're here speaking live from Julie's own home. The roses have so much to say, don't they? Is this thing on?
No, Frank. The flowers can't talk. They can only speak.
I'm not following.
They chitter, I chatter. They blither, I blather.
They gibber, you jabber?
So allow me to speak the language of the flowers.
yes, of course. Pardon me?
Those two get it more than the greenery.
I'll start over. Springtime salutations. We're here with a nearby bushel of roses that have so much to say.
I'll say, no, me first. I'll tell you, Mr. Franklin, it's so lovely to be blooming in the same town as the Julie Joyful.
Is it? Even with the earlier springtime?
Especially for that. The early springtime wake-up call was just what Mother Nature ordered. Now home can see my beauty for even longer than before.
And beautiful you are.
Stop! You're making me blush.
But roses aren't the only bud in town that's come to flower. Our home outside home is surrounded by quite a colorful array. You there, what sort of flower are you?
That is madame to you. I am prestigious, elegant. I am a tulip.
So you are.
I am well known amongst the world of flora. Don't my beautiful petals conjure up images of grandeur? A headpiece, perhaps, worn by kings and queens of old.
Oh, I see it. Your petals look a bit like a crown. Yes, you all look very elegant.
Are you two admiring my springtime garden?
If it isn't Sally Starlet, home's most famous playwright.
Oh, a playwright, director, actor, star, and partner.
How could I ever forget?
Please, Franklin, enough of your boasting about me.
That's not my name.
I want to know from the rainbow monster herself. Juliet, what do my lovely tulips have to say about my gardening?
As your nature newscaster, I'd be happy to translate. Miss Starlet has the delicate eyes of someone with delicate eyes.
Go on.
With the poise and grace of a refined theater enthusiast who is enthusiastic about the theater.
That's so true.
I don't see the correlation with theater and plant care, to be quite frank.
Shh, Frank, she's got more to say.
I'm only kidding. Do go on.
You've heard it here live from Sally Starlet's own home. Flowers have been enjoying the sun and showing off their best. We may have to move on. I'm afraid this could take a while.
We've now made our way towards the smiling face of home's own clock tower, and where many more flowers have risen from their snowy slumber.
That's right, Julie. Even our locals have decided to spring into springtime. In fact, we're with one of home's own locals now. Our one and only mailman, Mr. Deer.
Oh, we on the radio? Oh, gosh, I didn't get dressed up for it. Hi, Ma.
Mr. Deer, as a non-flower, how are you faring this springtime?
Fair to middling. I reckon everything looks just lovely. Pretty as a peach. Miss Joyful, you plumb outdone yourself this year.
Oh, as your neighbor, I'm tickled pink. But as your newscaster, this little lady has to keep her head on straight. Mr. Franklin, the questions.
Yes, Miss Joyful. Mr. Deer, you seem to be quite the flower enthusiast, even if you yourself are not a flower.
Indeedy I am.
What sort of advice do you have for your neighbors who are unsure of what to plant for themselves for springtime?
Well, gee, I say if you don't know what to put in your garden, think about planting something that really suits what kind of neighbor you are. Better yet, what suits your home. I'll tell you something, Mr. Franklin. My lavender makes the post office look so much more friendlier.
Fascinating. Do you have any parting words for flowers looking to meet new fauna?
Well, it's always tough making yourself known when you're just a little wildflower in a big garden full of so much color. I know what folks are obliged to tell themselves. What if you don't smell as nice? What if you don't got so many leaves? To that, I say you've got to tell yourself the right flower is out there for you, if you're willing to put yourself out there. There's not a pot too cracked that a flower won't fit.
As your favorite neighborly rainbow monster, that was so beautiful. But as your nature newscaster, I'll simply say that was a lovely sentiment. Frank, the questions.
Of course. Lovely sentiment indeed, Mr. Deer. But would you care to comment on your earlier happenstance with a local unhappy rhododendron?
Pardon?
That's right, Frank. We're here live with an angry rhododendron who claims the mailman with red petals nearly smooshed him into smithereens. That's right. I'm the rhododendron that was merely rhododendron for.
What? Me? I was just doing my postmanly duties. Saying good morning to the flowers, delivering letters. I even had time to water some friendly faces along the way.
Wise guy, huh? Well, I gotta give you the good old one, too. The 3-4, the 5-6. I gotta ring you around the rosy.
Wait, if you just let me explain. I'm real sorry if I almost got you.
Oh, you're gonna be sorry, all right?
Sorry he'll be indeed. Well, that's all we have to report for today. We've been your nature newscasters. We're always on the scene, bringing you the scoop from the soil.
And getting you in the know about the who's, what's, where's, how's, and why's of springtime.
I'm Frank Franklin.
And I'm Julie Joyful.
And we bid you a fond farewell. Don't forget to wave up high.
Julie. Oh, Julie, is that you again? I'm so glad you're back. You gotta talk to this little guy. Tell him I didn't mean anything by my clumsiness.
There ain't no Julie here to protect you from these leaves, you oversized blossom. Put 'em up! Put 'em up!
If you insist. But I'm not keeping my eyes open for this.
Whoa! You can't be doing that on the radio, hey, buddy?
We can't?
No, thinking of sponsors can. Speaking of sponsors, a darling broadcast is sponsored by Welcome Home's favorite cereal, Crispy Sweets. Deliciously delightful rice puffs coated in sugar, sweet as springtime itself.
Wow. I sure could go for a spoonful of
The sweet sugar taste of Crispy Sweets.
Sweets. As a cereal, it's the most.
You said it, kid. Say, how do you enjoy your cereal?
With a slice of fruit, with a cup of coffee, with a spoon, with a bowl. Isn't that right?
I suppose, if you're one of those cereal with a bowl and a spoon types. But I'm telling you right now that it's out of style. It's all about eating with your mouth first.
Oh?
Yeah. You just get your snorkel, your favorite eating head, and you go to town. Sure, there's a mess, but I say bless it.
Well said, Barnaby. Bless this mess. In other news, we have a special guest just for a darling broadcast. Or should I say, 3?
Who could have foreseen these special guests listed in our ads?
That's right. Let's welcome the grooviest band of rainbow monsters this side of the neighborhood. Franny, Jonesy, and Be Joyful of the Joyfuls.
Don't be frantic.
Are you jonesing for a good time?
And just remember to be
Joyful.
We're happy to have you all on with us.
We're absolutely ecstatic about it. It's fantastic.
Gratitudinous thankulations for inviting us, Wally.
Yes, we're eager to spread our joyful vibrations to our listeners in and out of the soil.
Could you tell our listeners about yourselves?
Without a doubt. I'm Franny, the joyful keyboardist. As the snow melts and the rain pours down, you're not far from my springtime sound.
I'm Jonesy, the joyful bassist. Sprouting on up from the ground is key, but with my melodious tones, I make it easy.
I'm Bee, the joyful woodwind. When the clouds part and the sun breaks through, you'll feel my warmth come straight to you.
That's the most. With that, let's move on to our last segment, the Joyful Consultation. We'll be accepting calls from our neighbors in need of a helping hand during this springtime.
Copacetic.
Groovy.
Radiant.
Yeah, what they say.
Oh, my. Hello. Oh, I didn't think my call would get through. Oh, how exciting. I'm such a big fan. Sentiments from the Sediments is one of my favorite songs.
Yes, I like that one too. There's a lot to explore in the soil. Not many artists would go there.
Yeah, like, what's in there? The feeling of a memory? Or just some cool rocks? Maybe a bug? Maybe a bug with a memory?
Oh, we're grateful, beautiful. What's your question?
My question, yes, my question. Let's see, Oh, well, firstly, my name is Poppy.
Whoa. Poppy, did you hear that, sis? We're speaking to the flowers. Josie's gonna be so jealous.
No, my name is Poppy, and I'm calling about my poppies.
Oh, so it's learned how to use the phone on behalf of the others.
Oh, how wonderful. We'll be able to help them directly.
Well, no. You see, my name is Poppy, but I'm a bird.
I don't see what being a young lady has to do with anything.
Can't you see it, brother dear? She wants the advice of another young lady.
Where did the poppy go?
She's transformed.
Oh, no. I think she was eaten right before our very ears.
No. I'm right here. I'm Poppy.
Oh, thank goodness. We thought you got eaten.
But thanks to our helpful advice, you were not. We were happy to be of service to you.
What? But I haven't gotten my question in.
May you shine like a sunflower, even as a poppy. Goodbye!
Next one, Wally.
Let's take our first neighbor. Caller, you're on the air.
Howdy do, it's Howdy Pillar here, owner of the Howdy's Place, the home of everything you need and everything you don't. Sorry. I can't turn that off.
That's all right. As a working professional, you always have to keep up an image. Being joyful can be so strenuous for your leaves.
Speak for yourself, sis. I'm as mirthful as the meadows. You'll never see a frown on this beautiful face.
I'll never see anything with how you style your petals.
Enough about us. How can we help you?
Well, you see, my storefront is the bee's knees, and I ain't talking about my brother-in-law. Thanks, Bond.
There's words on the house.
Anywho, I've been tending my garden just as good as the next fella. Water, fertilizer, sunshine, the works.
Oh, how lovely.
But I just can't get them to taste right.
What was that?
Yeah, They're awful leafy in an unawful way. Don't get me wrong. But there's way too much pollen. What do I look like, my brother-in-law? Thanks, Bob.
I get paid by the comic riff.
So, siblings 3. How does a caterpillar such as myself get the floral salad of his dreams?
The floral salad of your dreams.
This is an outrage.
That's right. This is not a cooking show. We're here to bring nature into bloom, not serve it up on a plate.
Oh, come on. A guy's gotta eat. Greens are a staple in every caterpillar's diet.
Greens? Oh, sisters, I think my locomotion's having a commotion.
Well, excuse me for having lunch.
You're very much excused. Make like a begonia in winter and be gone.
Sister dear.
Oh, I'll be all right. I'll be out of here. I'll be leaving. But I'll be eating. You better believe that. And I ain't preferred to my brother-in-law. Thanks, Bob.
Comedy comes in threes.
Oh my, I'm so sorry. The next one, please, Wally.
We only have time for one more guest. Let's take our next and final neighbor. Caller, you're on the air.
Hello, Wally. Julie.
Hi, Molly! And hello to my sweet...
Is that our youngest sister here?
She's our sweetest, too.
Don't forget our most colorful. Julie, what could you need help with? You're one of us.
How poetic. We should put it in a song. We'll call it the Dandelion's Day Job.
I like it. Flowers in the workplace toil when they should be in the soil.
Siblings, our minds are wandering. Save that for the cave.
Oh, yeah, Frank's got a question.
Yes, Frank has I have a question. My name is Frank. My flowers sometimes say I dress like a... Julie, how do you put it?
They call you a square?
Yes, a square. How do I dress so that my flowers think I'm fashionable? Do they prefer corduroy or denim, yellow-green or green-yellow?
Oh, what a good question. The answer is simple. It doesn't matter if you dress like a dweeb. A garden will always love you for who you are.
Bing bong. You're wrong, oh sis. If you're not with it, you'll be the laughingstock of your own fauna.
He's right. Think of the shame you would bring. A gardener without the charisma of what he tends. It's stem-chilling.
Oh, fair point. Consider asking your local rainbow monster for helpful tidbits on how to turn your wilting attire into a bouquet of color.
Yeah, Frank. Ask your local me.
Oh, all right. Fine. Then I'll wear the turtleneck. But I think it makes my neck look too long.
I think it's handsome, and it makes you look distinguished.
Yeah, Frankfurter, you'll be the most distinguished dweeb of the ball.
At least I don't dress like a circus clown who lost his pants.
Hey, this looks a timeless classic. Why don't you make like a daisy and uproot yourself and pack a little suitcase and get out of town?
Why, you...
Back to us. Julie, when are you going to finally join our band?
Yeah, sis. What's a rainbow monster band without its dynamite drummer?
Just think of it, sister dear. A colorful quartet pushing the seasons.
That sounds... Oh no, the sounds! We're breaking up! Hang up the phone, Frank, hang up!
What the heck? I'm not done with Barnaby. Joyfuls, thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedules to help our neighbors with their needs today.
The pleasure was all ours. We're happy to have given back so much to our fans.
Yeah. We don't just take time out of our music manifestations for just anybody, Wally. Appreciations to you and yours for having us on.
We'd also like to give a special shout out to our little sister. We hope one day that our Julie Joyful will be a part of our family band, so that we can make beautiful music together.
But until then, we're signing off. If you ever want to catch us, just remember that if there's wilting abound,
Just keep an ear to the ground.
And follow that joyful sound.
Thank you. How wonderful. This concludes our special airing of A Darling Broadcast, brought to you by the Playfellow Workshop in partnership with Crispy Sweets. We hope we soothed your restless ears with good news brought to you from our home to yours. Any parting words, Barnaby?
Yeah. Did you know another name for a friend is a bud? Just like a flower bud. We're just a couple of buds, Wally. But a pal ain't another name for a flower. Ain't that tragic?
Well said, Bud. We hope you have a wonderful evening, and don't forget to wave up high. Good night, and know that I love you very much.
Well, I was wondering where Eddie and Poppy were, and Howdy. What I'm gonna go through the images after we go through the website. Okay, miscellaneous. Okay, we saw that and that. And I think we saw that. And that looks familiar too. And so does that. Well, that looks new, I think. Piece of advertisement for a strange dog toy. Plush is a collector's unique ability to show you cycle. The Grow a Pal series will play, change, and love you. That's all I could glean from it. While most pages appear to be burned away, this minuscule advertisement shows an illustration of a dog-like toy. It looks more like a bug than a dog. The toy seems akin to the cartoonish depictions of bugs often found in Welcome Home media under the care of Frank Frankly. The surviving part of the description only calls the toy a pal, so it could be more of an obscure creature. Where else? Playfellow exhibition, right? Okay. Doesn't seem to be anything new here, I don't think. Correct me if I'm wrong. How about the guest book? I think I'm gonna go to the Prying Eyes website if that's still active. Okay, Sally's still there blocking the thing. The guest book. I think that's about it, besides the storybooks over here. We got 3 videos to look at here. But this is going to be it for the puppet portion of the video. In 3, 2, 1. And now let's look at the new images to see if they uncover anything. Let's see, this one is called Clock Face. Hold on, I gotta close out. Clock Face PNG. Anything in storybooks? I gotta say, my hand was getting tired from puppeteering. That's why I had to cut that segment. But I do like puppeteering, so. What does it say? Nothing out of the ordinary. File Garden. Julie update. Florography. Julie. I don't see anything out of the ordinary here. Not yet, anyway. Pink cards. Orange cards. Green cards, right? Yeah, blue cards. I'm gonna go to the Away from Prying Eyes website in a little bit. Action cards and extras. Card comparison. Interesting that the P card is cut in half or torn. Because that reminds me of the home warming update. Anything in the toys? Yeah, that's well. Wait, the pipe. Anything here? Nope. How about the food? Anything with the Joy soda? Or the cookbook? It's taking a while to load up. Joy advertisement. Nope. What about up here? Party guide. Miscellaneous? Maybe the dog toy. It's called a Buggle. That's what it says in the URL. A Buggle. A lot cuter than the Pugapillar, if you ask me. A lot less threatening, too. How about the Welcome Home broadcast? Screenshot. A Darling broadcast. Nope, nothing new. Nothing out of the ordinary. How about this? Devotion album cover. Just going back through the pages. Well, I added the Welcome Home cast in to my copy of Tomodachi Life, so I guess I should add Julie's siblings to the island. Now that we know their names. See here, it just says Anne Barnaby. Eddie's there. What is this one? So it says new set pink. How about this picture right here? Springtime front page. And this? Well, it looks like the bottom of the website doesn't really have anything new. Like, doesn't have a link like the other pictures do. It just says Julie Front. How about the... Nope. Okay. What about away from prying eyes? Anything new here? Doesn't seem like prying eyes is working. Or maybe Clown didn't do anything with it this time around. Nope. Clown didn't do anything with it. I'm curious what happened with Wally this time around. Huh. I'm looking at all the links here. At least on the front page of Google. But prying eyes doesn't seem to be a thing this time around. This is an unusually normal update, save for the Wally thing. So I guess we'll finish up with looking at the storybooks. Unless the storybooks are hiding something like they did with the Poppy one.
Hello, you, and welcome to your Marlowe Looky-Loo storybook. I'll be your Marlowe storyteller. You can read along with me in your own book, too. When you hear this sound, it'll be time to turn the page. A Marlowe Looky-Loo storyteller book and record. Let's visit our friends by going to the very first page. Springtime salutations.
There it is.
What a beautiful day in home, isn't it, neighbor? Just like every day before today and every day after. Today is a special day in home for our most joyful resident in the neighborhood, Julie Joyful. Julie? Julie Joyful?
What? Huh? No, Frank, the tulips don't think your bow tie looks silly.
Julie? Wake up, Julie.
Good morning, storyteller.
Good morning, Julie. Now, where was I? Oh, yes. Julie
Sorry, that was my
Joyful
computer.
getting ready for a very special day after her very long hibernation.
You're telling me it felt extra long this time. Oh, I've been dreaming of this day since homewarming. Now it's time to spring into action and say salutations to springtime. And good morning,
Julie threw open the door and hopped outside, letting the warm rays of the sun shine down upon her. Oh, never mind. She instead jumped into a pile of snow.
What's going on here?
Julie shouted. What was right? All of home was still covered in a blanket of snow. What should have been a beautiful and sunny day was instead just as cold and dreary as the day she went into her sweet winter slumber.
You're telling me this is outrageous! Outrageous is of every sort!
With that, Julie stormed back inside. This rainbow monster wouldn't take this unexpected snow day sitting down. No, sir. When she came back out, she knew just what to do.
I know just what to do.
But first,
Frank! Frank! Frank!
of course, Julie called for the grouchiest, grayest grump in all of home, Frank Frankly. Julie ran up to his door and gave it a hearty kick-in. She galloped up the stairs and leaped onto his bed, scaring him awake.
Oh, Julie, it's just you. Springtime salutations, Julie.
Hold on to those salutations, Frank. There is no springtime to see.
Julie said. She grabbed a hold of Frank's head and turned it towards the window.
Look!
It was just as Julie said. The neighborhood was covered in snow. Frank could even see it covering the clock tower in town. He got a gander at his poor garden. Frank even got a glance at Eddie.
Morning, Mr. Franklin. Morning, Miss Joyful. Whoop.
My tomatoes! Look at how terribly cold they are.
Frank said.
Julie, how are you already awake if spring hasn't sprung?
It's a rainbow monster's intuition to know when it's time to spring into spring. But if springtime hasn't sprung, I can't spring. You see?
Barely. I just woke up.
Frank grumbled.
This hasn't happened before, has it? What do we do now? The bugs are expecting a wake-up call soon, but instead of flower fields, they'll just see snowy sleets.
Fret not, Frank Frankly. Your Julie Joyful will uncover exactly who the real culprit is of this unsprung spring.
Julie said.
Culprit? What do you mean, culprit, Julie?
No time to explain, Frank. We got places to be and folks to see.
Julie insisted.
What? But where are we going? It's chilly outside.
Always with the questions. We don't have time to lose. I'll let you outside.
What?
As quickly as she came inside, Julie ran off Frank's bed and leaped through the window of his home and fell down onto Eddie below.
Thanks for breaking my fall, Eddie.
Oh, happy to be served.
Once Frank had put on his winter clothing, he and Julie set out to uncover who was to blame for the delay in springtime. While Frank seemed to be lost in thought over how they would solve this problem, Julie was happily skipping along, almost as if she knew exactly where to go. As the two ventured deeper into the forest, Frank began to ask questions.
How will we get rid of all this snow, Julie?
Frank asked.
You'll see, Frank.
Julie said.
What do you think caused the spring not to spring, Julie?
Frank asked.
You'll see, Frank.
Julie said.
I will. When will we get there, Julie?
Frank asked.
You'll see.
Julie said.
Julie, you haven't answered any of my questions. Could you at least tell me where we're going?
Frank asked.
You'll see. Oh, wait. We're here, Frank.
Julie said.
Here? Where is here?
Frank asked.
Again, that was my computer.
This is my family cave.
Julie cheered. Indeed it was. Julie and Frank had arrived at the entrance of a cave that sat atop the nearby mountain.
It's where I bloomed when I was just a rainbow monster blush. Let's go inside. My brother and sisters are going to fix all of this.
Frank was in disbelief over how far they had traveled as they both walked inside to greet Julie's siblings.
Your brothers and sisters?
That's right, Frank. They're the Joyfuls.
Julie exclaimed.
That's my tough sister Franny, my groovy brother Jonesy, and my sister Bee, who is as sweet as honey. Don't they just look like the flower petals?
They look asleep.
Frank was right. There, the Joyfuls were all still nestled in their nests, fast asleep.
Oh, that explains why they didn't say hi. Don't worry, I know what to do.
Julie said.
Uh-oh, I'm feeling bombed out.
Don't be frantic.
Ever Jones in for a good time.
Just remember to be
Oh, I'm too tired for this. The three rainbow monsters shot up in their nests as they looked at Julie and Frank. Julie, is that you? What are you doing barging into our cave unannounced? We need our sleep.
Why all the yelling, sis? Jules is just throwing a surprise party for us. You're making my leaves wilt with all this commotion.
You two are talking over her. I bet she has a very good reason to wake up. Isn't that right, Julie?
I do. But first, I want you all to meet Frank.
The three looked unimpressed. Awful gray, isn't he?
Have you tried wearing more purple? A pop of color's where it's at, man. After a few hibernations, I'm sure you'll get there.
Like, I don't think he's a rainbow monster, Jonesy. He doesn't have any horns.
No style.
No flair.
Nothing but a joy to be around.
Enough! We're not here to meet me. Julie says you all can fix what's going on with our neighborhood.
Oh, that place called home.
Yes, home's covered in snow. How can I make the flowers bloom in those conditions, my dearest siblings? I can't. I shan't. I shan't.
You won't.
I willn't.
What? Julie, I always set my alarm clock precisely. I'm never wrong.
She's right, Julie Bean. She's never wrong. She always sets my alarm clock precisely.
Because someone here doesn't.
Yeah, someone here doesn't.
I believe what they mean to say is that it sounds like you're here early, Julie.
What? But how could that be? My rainbow monster intuition woke me up and told me to spring into action.
When doesn't it? You spring into everything, even when spring is fall.
Julie, don't tell me.
Looks like you two are here a whole 2 clock turns early.
Oh, man. Those are 2 turns I could have used to dream about the color green.
Oh, wow! You're right, sis. I am early. I must have been so excited for springtime that I woke up even earlier than usual. Frank, isn't that funny?
That's all right, Julie. I like springtime, too. I just can't wait to burst from my burrow and greet the sun.
Yeah, and I love getting up and getting down with the seedlings and the sprouts. It's everyone's turn to be in the spotlight.
Yes. I suppose I'm fond of turning snow into morning dew so everything can grow. It didn't take long before the beautifully voiced leader of the band of rainbow monsters came to a conclusion. It settled then. Joyfuls, we are bringing spring early this turn.
Oh, goody.
Groovy.
Finally.
And bring spring early they did. The Joyfuls emerged from their cave and set to work. Franny played on her keyboard and watered the frost down to a gentle drizzle. Jonesy strummed on space, awakening the once sleeping greenery from their slumber. Bee blew into her flute, calling forth the rays of sunshine to beam down on all of home. Julie, however, was her own instrument. As she and Frank bid the siblings both farewell and thanks, Julie began singing the flowers into bloom.
It's time to spring, sprung, for our springtime salutations. It's time to bloom, blossom, flower, with melodious vibrations.
And all it took was some careful family collaborations.
That's right, Frank. And now it's time for our springtime salutations. Come on, Frank. Let's go wake up everybody
Julie and
else.
Frank both ran through the flower fields as they made their way back to home. They just knew everyone would be overjoyed to see how beautiful the neighborhood had become after such a long, cold, dark
Winter.
Well, I guess Franny is the oldest out of the 4 of them. Yeah, nothing bad happened there. Not like poor old Poppy here. If you remember what happened to her. Anyway, next up is Sweetbriar.
Hello! Once upon a time, beneath the twinkling stars, there lay a land unfamiliar to our own. A beautiful kingdom, lush with splendor, and ruled by a benevolent king.
Hello, I am ball to celebrate.
Through that? Next line, Walford. Next line.
Yes, I am inviting everyone else in the kingdom, except for Barnaby the Wicked. Barnaby can't come?
Little did the king know, Barnaby the Wicked had caught word of this stupendous celebration and his revoked invitation. In a fit of fury, he barged into the festivities and announced his arrival with Grateful Ire.
So Barnaby and Maleficent?
Somebody say Barnaby the Wicked.
I did.
Thank you. I just flew in from a train to the mail somewhere, and boy, are my wings tired. Hey, what's with all the commotion about? And what's with the cue ball here?
The commotion is a birthday party, and the cue ball is my lovely Princess Julie.
That's right, pal. And I'm the good fairy Howdy Pillar. That little bundle of joy there is a potential consumer. So hands off of the baby, Buster.
A fancy shindig for a baby, and you didn't invite me. Barnaby the Wicked. With a name like that, you know I'm the life of the party. I ought to teach you much of me.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah. Yes, for now. You might be the prettiest girl at the party now, Princess Julie, but when you get big and strong, you're gonna get a splinter from a spindle of a spinning wheel and die.
That's what you think. Move it or lose it, Barnaby the Wicked. Princess Julie, when you get big and strong, instead of kicking the bucket, you'll fall into a deep snooze. But one kiss from your true love will put that pep right back in your step. That's a good fairy howdy guarantee.
Hooray.
Who's the prince then?
Spoiled again by my lack of foresight. Well, I'm hitting the road. I know when I'm not wanted.
Goodbye, Barnaby the Wicked.
See you later, kid.
Even as Howdy placed an enchantment on the child, there was still a wave of unease throughout the kingdom. To prevent Barnaby the Wicked's curse from coming to fruition, King Wally had all of the spinning wheels burned in a great fire. Still, he knew that would not be enough to quell the malicious hex placed upon her.
This will not be enough to quell the malicious hex placed upon her.
You're telling me?
King Wally would request that the good fairy Howdy whisk her away to his grocery store in the outskirts of the kingdom in order to hide her away from Barnaby the Wicked.
Pro bono princess, huh? Don't mind if I do. Magical convenience stores don't run themselves.
For many clock turns, the good fairy Howdy would raise young Princess Julie into a big and strong rainbow monster. But to keep her origins a secret, he would give her the name Sweet Briar.
That's me, Sweet Briar. Oh, how lovely am I! How cheery I be!
Watch where you're twirling that broom, Sweet Briar. You're likely to whack one of my antennas off.
Sorry, Howdy. I'm just so happy to work here every day. In fact, it makes me so happy that I could sing.
You could, but how about you go outside instead and take the dare. Oh, forget it. Scram, will ya?
Okay, yippee!
Don't talk to anybody strange either. There could be entomologists out there.
You can't say take the day off.
Sweetbriar skipped off into the nearby woods, letting her melodious voice move through the trees over the beautiful bushels of flowers, and finally, upon the ears of a handsome prince, Prince Frank.
Hark! I hear the enchanting singing of a bewitching maiden true.
The bewitching maiden is me, but I'm no witch. I'm Sweetbriar.
So you are. I've been pleasantly enraptured with your unique warbling, my sweet Briar. I'm Prince Frank. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Golly, a prince? But what is a prince doing out here?
The script called for it. My sweet Briar, will you dance with me amongst the flora and fauna and serenade me with your lovely voice?
You bet your behind I will.
And behind what?
Sweet Briar and Prince Frank danced to a song only they could hear, broken off from the rest of the world. When they finally broke apart, the two departed, promising to see each other again very soon. Sweet Briar returned home with a skip in her step. She told the good fairy Howdy she had fallen in love.
Hark! Your sweet Briar is home and in love.
In love?
With a prince. Aren't I lucky?
Sounds like a lot of hooey, Sweet Briar. What kind of fellow walks around declaring he's a prince? He's the one that ought to consider himself the lucky one here. It ain't every day that somebody meets a princess in the woods.
Princess? I'm a princess?
What? Who's the wise guy that said that? Must have been a squeaky door or something. Oh, that Barnaby the Wicked.
Barnaby the Wicked?
There it goes again. Where are you scoundrel?
Quit playing silly, Howdy. What's this business about me being a princess?
All right. You forced it out of me. The jig is up. Sweet Briar, you're a bona fide princess, and I won't spare you the boring details. You're betrothed to some prince later today, in fact. I'm also a good fairy. In retrospect, I should have told you that sooner.
That explains the little wings and wand. But Howdy, I can't marry somebody else. I'm in love.
You're about to be in the castle, getting betrothed, young lady. Get your fantastical, whimsical fairy tale shoes on, and let's hit the road.
Woe is me. Boo-hoo. Wah!
Oh, boo-hoo on the road. We're gonna be late.
Sweet Briar, or as we know her now, Princess Julie, was escorted back to the castle from where she had been born. Unfortunately for the good fairy Howdy, King Walliford was nowhere to be seen. As the fairies searched about the castle for the king, Princess Julie wandered around the castle on her own. It did not take long for her to run into a curious figure, a seemingly old dog, sitting at a spinning wheel.
Ooh. Is that a spinning wheel?
No, it's an elephant. Of course it's a spinning wheel. Can't you see I'm making yarn so I can crochet my dear sweet mama a pair of mittens?
Oh my, that's so kind of you. Could I give it a try? I just met a prince, and I'd love to make him a nice hat.
Go right ahead, kid.
Thanks. Ow! A splinter. That really stuck.
With naught but a minuscule prick of the spindle, Princess Julie collapsed to the floor and fell into a deep slumber. But who was that haggard old dog that sent Julie to her unexpected sleep?
Hey, who you calling haggard? It's just me, beloved Barnaby the Wicked, having my good old-natured fun.
Princess Julie, what happened to you? Hark! Barnaby the Wicked! What are you doing here? You cad! You scoundrel! You rogue! You rascal!
Hey, I don't gotta take these. I'm hitting the road. I know when I'm not wanted.
Not so fast! You're going to bed too, pal, for good!
No, I ain't. I'm feeling an egg coming on.
Did somebody say hark? Oh.
You know what, Howie? Not bad. I can make this work.
It was then the good fairy Howdy set to work on his marvelous plan of awakening Princess Julie. First, he would allow the entire kingdom to fall into a deep slumber alongside their princess. Next, he would place flyers all throughout the neighboring lands in hopes of finding the single most important ingredient of his spell, true love's kiss. A beautiful and meaningful symbol of everlasting love.
Oh my. Help wanted. Looking for a true love to undo an evil enchantment from Barnaby the Wicked. Must be princely, brave, and romantic. Preferably handsome, but homely will do.
I see you're eyeballing my very prestigious poster. Any interest, stranger?
Oh, goodness no. You see, I already have a true love of my own.
You don't say.
Yes, she is quite a pretty picture. She has beautiful golden hair, as radiant as the sunshine itself.
Uh-huh.
And a disposition as merry as a freshly bloomed marigold in springtime.
Mm-hmm.
And the elegant warbling of a beautiful nightingale.
Warbling, huh? Wait a second. You're that prince she was rambling on and on about.
Excuse me?
You're hired for the job. Hustle, shake legs, before I trade you out with the local town fool.
Thank you, I think.
So, Prince Frank followed the good fairy Howdy up to the princess's keep at the very top of the castle's highest spire. When he arrived in the room, he was taken aback by the scene before him. The princess's bedroom was as luxurious as a newly bloomed garden, and the princess's cheeks were a hue as warm as that of roses.
Had I known you were in such turmoil, Sweetbriar, I would have sought you out sooner. Yet here you lay in your flower bed, ravaged by a curse that doomed you to your fate at the mere utterance of its spell. Allow me to grant you your freedom, Sweetbriar, and seal your destiny with a kiss.
You in earnest? This is really drawn out.
Quiet! Barnaby the Wicked's body was trapped in an everlasting slumber, if one might recall. Silence filled the princess's keep as Prince Frank leaned in close to his Sweetbriar to release her from this wretched curse and awaken her from her slumber.
Kaloo-Kalee!
Sweetbriar, you've awoken from your sleep.
That's Princess Julie to you, and that's right. It's all thanks to you that the curse was lifted. And yet... Oh, my handsome prince! I am betrothed to another. Prince Frank, run away with me. Our love cannot thrive here.
We just got this all sorted out. Go on, King Wally. Tell him.
Oh, Princess Julie, you're awake. I lost my place.
The betrothal kid.
Oh, yes. Don't run away, Princess Julie. The one you were betrothed to was actually Prince Frank.
Hooray!
How convenient!
Well, you heard the king, Prince Frank. Let's get hitched.
Yes, our wedding awaits, Princess Julie.
I love happy endings.
Wait, mate. Can't believe it.
No.
You're dead.
Oh, good. I'll just stay down here then.
As I was saying, with Barnaby the Wicked defeated and the kingdom awakened in high spirits, the wedding celebration could finally begin. And beneath those very same stars, Prince Frank and Princess Julie were married amongst a garden of sweet briars and lived happily ever after.
The end. Nothing out of the ordinary with those two. So, well, the first one had a little bit of something weird. But let's see what happens in the Julie Guide to Being Joyful.
just the most. What did you say? Did you ask what I am painting today? Thank you for asking, neighbor. Today I am painting feelings. Now that you are here, I know I feel...
Joyful?
Oh, hello, Julie.
Hello, Wally! Did I hear you right? Are you painting feelings?
Yes, I am, but I don't think I know how.
Wally, darling, you just need the right inspiration and the right monster for the job. There's nothing more inspiring than joy, and no one knows joy more than Julie Joyful herself.
Julie Joyful. Oh, you're right. Your last name is Joyful.
It sure is. So, tell me what you need, Wally.
Okay, Julie. How do I paint joy?
That's easy breezy. Joy looks like... So you see, it has a... What if you just close your eyes and imagine a...
Fun. What's that?
Fun is, it's kind of like a, it's sort of like a, what is fun?
That's a lot tougher to explain than I thought.
Oh,
Don't cry, Wally. It'll be okay. I know just what to do. The best way to know what joy looks like is to remember times when you were very happy. I always feel joy everywhere I go, and with everyone I know at home, Wally.
please tell me, Julie.
I feel joy every time I beat Barnaby in a game of hide and seek. The last time we played, we both had so much fun, even if it did take him a whole clock spin to find me. Boy, oh boy, I'm feeling joyful. Julie, you're so tough to find, it's like looking for a daffodil in a flower field. I almost thought you were a begonia. I'm just talking diddling around. Har-har-har. I feel joy whenever Sally passes me in one of her fancy plays. Once I cartwheeled across the stage during a dramatic scene, and it made Sally cry tears full of glee. Bravo, Juliantine! Bravo! The Duchess of Dahlia's jubilations have never been so emotionally, vivaciously joyous. It's goodness, Bramicio!
Sorry about that. I had to take a phone call.
I feel joy when I bake with Poppy. I remember when I helped Poppy create a whole new kind of pie. Geeksberries, crammed berries, that's the last strawberries, you name it. Poppy was so happy and wanted me to share it with everybody in home. Oh my goodness! Brah! Julie, you've created a splendid dessert. I can't imagine eating it all on my own. Why don't you share it with everyone at home instead? I feel joy when I help Eddie at his post office. Eddie has a lot of mail to organize, so I always give him one of my Pep in Your Step talks, so he feels much more joyful about all his work. Well, if that ain't just the peppiest pep talk I ever heard. It's making me bloom brighter than a sunflower in the sunshine. Shoot, maybe even a carnation. I feel joy every time I give Howdy one of my best jokes at Howdy's place. I always make sure to make my jokes extra funny, so I can see Howdy smile from antenna to antenna. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Julie, you're hilarious. I had to put 2 cherries on your mold for all these uproarious laughs you've given me. This is the bee's knees. This is the berries. Oh!
Wow, that was weird.
Did all that really happen, Julie?
It sure did, Wally. Then I came up to you and I said, cheer up and get down, 'cause there's joy here to be found. And you said, that's just the most, Julie.
Oh, my.
Do you know what joy looks like now, Wally?
Yes, I do. But please tell me again, Julie.
You got it. Joy is giving and giving and giving. When your friends are feeling down, when there's wilting abound, joy is there with its wonderful sound. Don't you see, Wally?
I do see. I'm finished, too. Do You like it, Julie?
Golly, Wally, it's beautiful. This makes me so joyful I think I can hopscotch and play hoop at the same time.
Before you go do that, Julie, will you give it a name for me?
I sure will. Let's call it Joyful Blossoms.
Well, next to Wally disappearing in that one picture, this is one of the weirdest things in this update. But then again, it's to be expected with Welcome Home updates, but at least we got one that's less creepy, I guess. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this video. It's almost 2 hours long. Sheesh. Well, that's gonna be it, and I'll see y'all in the next one. All right, thanks for watching, and bye.